Hello everyone out there, it's HK Fanatic again. On this clip we're going to show you the quickest and easiest way to check proper gap on a Cetme or any type of whether it's an HK or an HK clone. You want to make sure you're going to have a sufficient amount of bolt gap in here. And the area you're concerned with is right between the back of the bolt and the carrier. Now you can't really see it here, but I can shine a light in there and see that I have gap. A lot of these people are buying, especially later versions of the Cetme that are being bought, people are getting gap problems. There's not enough gap, which makes it dangerous. And basically you could end up with the receiver blowing up in your damn face. So needless to say, you don't want that. The quickest way to check it is to make sure your weapon is empty. And the best way to do that, of course, I should have set up a tripod for this, but you go ahead and put your weapon on fire, because if you have it on safe, it won't work. Take your charging handle, put it all the way back, lock it, and then just give it the slap, which is rather noisy, by the way. Go ahead and release your trigger, which I don't like dry firing any type of a rifle, but to check this you need to go ahead and release your trigger. You'll hear the click. I already made sure that my chamber was empty. If you don't have a set of feeler gauges, get yourself a piece of paper and fold it in half. And you can do a double test. First you use one half of the paper and you insert it into the gap and see if you can move the paper in there, if it slides in and out of the gap. It's definitely larger than the width of a single piece of paper, because I can get it in and out of the gap without any trouble. Let me see if I can show it to you here. It's not an awful lot of light, but let me tilt it. So as you can see, it's fitting into the gap there pretty well. Now take your piece of paper, now fold it in half. Again, if you have a set of feeler gauges, that's the easiest way to do it. But if you don't and you want to do a quick test to verify you have a minimum amount of safe gap, then fold your paper in half now and do the same thing. Insert it into the gap. And if you can insert that into the gap and move it freely like you can, then you should be pretty much in the good zone for your bolt gap. See, it stays in there, but I can move it in and out freely left and right. So my gap is at least the minimum of these two pieces of paper, which should be around 0.1 of an inch, which is good enough for one of these weapons to work. Again, as you can tell, mine is pre-band, no flash, no muzzle brake on there, or flash hide, or whatever you want to call it. Slightly shorter end of the barrel, but I think these barrels were better quality when I bought this in late 2003. I paid about 300 bucks for it. So again, now I know they're 5, 6, going up even more than that. I have the standard Cetme trigger pack on here. I have an HK Navy lower that I'm modifying because A, first of all, it's got the full auto trigger pack in there, and B, the HK trigger packs have a much higher amount of trigger pull on them, about 8-9 pounds, I'd say. This one breaks right between 3.5 pounds and 4. It's, for accuracy, it's the trigger pack of choice. So what I'm going to do is modify a semi-auto trigger pack to fit in the HK housing to give me that nice polymer feel pistol grip, because I really don't like these as much, although they'll work. So again, that's how you can check your bolt gap real quick to make sure it's safe. If you do this and your bolt gap, and you can't even get a single piece of paper in there, do not fire this weapon. You're going to have to go online, probably to Roberts RTG, and order some oversized rollers. And then you can go on to YouTube and watch a couple of videos. There's plenty of clips on there that show you how to replace your rollers. It's not that difficult. Yes, it is kind of a pain in the ass, but it is easy enough to do for anyone with just the basic mechanical skills. Another project I'm working on is getting a replacement bolt an entire bolt and carrier group to just put a new set in here. I'm going to finish them, repaint them, give them that nice greenish high heat resistant paint to give it that real HK look. I'm also going to put an HK triple frame on here and maybe replace the rear sight with an HK diopter sight, because essentially the Century Arms G3 and Cetme were the same rifle. They used the same receiver, which, believe it or not, even though the welds, as you can see here, are crappy, they're poor quality, the receiver is to the specs of the original stamped G3 receiver, so not bad. Again, your bolt and carrier, all the other parts, charging hand, a lot of them you can replace. The triple frame is just a matter of brazing it on here with this type of, this is the only thing that holds your triple frame on here. Pardon the mess on my floor, but I don't have a lot of room in my house. As you can see, you simply knock that out. You can remove the triple frame, place a new one in there, and you'll have to do the same thing. You'll have to get, even a handheld torch will allow you to spot braze that spot in there and lock your triple frame in place. It also is what holds your pin up here at the front. But remember, with an HK triple frame in sight, you cannot adjust the front sight like you can on the Cetme. So that is a plus for the Cetme. So until the next module, this is HK Fanatic, out.